Hey everyone, Sean Clement here, Wisdom in Golf, headquartered at the Richmond Hill Golf Learning Center. And I have with me today, again, the best training aid in golf. You get a grass whip like this at your local hardware store. You'll probably have to order it online because I don't think they're going to keep these puppies on the shelf. They're way too sharp. And so you can cut your grass with this. The thing about it is it's got about the length of between a 7-iron and a 5-iron. And the handle tends to be a little bit big to accommodate your golf grip. So it's more like a baseball grip that you'll be using with this. But the outcome of your practice cutting grass in both directions is absolutely fantastic. So let me demonstrate real quickly how you would do that. You take your normal grip and just let it cut the grass, let it cut. Let it cut. So you notice I'm not allowing the body to be struck by my arm unit. If I yank, shove, that's going to be very it's going to be consuming as far as the strain level is concerned. So imagine if you had to cut grass all day in a big backyard. Well, you don't want to use strain. You want to use velocity with very little effort. That means you need range of motion. So in the backswing, don't let your left arm hit you in the chest, and in the follow through, don't let the right arm hit you in the chest. So it's going to open up the backswing, open up the finish, and you're going to get some beautiful expansiveness in your swing. Now, if you want something that's going to get you a lot closer to the golf swing, there's a new grass whip company in town. The Melhorn Grass Whip Company. They've been doing grass whips before, but this one in particular is noteworthy. Notice they can modify it with a graphite shaft at the length that you want. Just when you order it, he can custom. His name is Ed Courier, and he can custom make it for you or for a member of your family. So he has a graphite shaft. He's got shorter, smaller grips, all that stuff. So I've got my standard grass whip right here, and what you're going to really appreciate from this grass whip is that it's very toe heavy. So when I take my grip and I allow it to swing in both directions, don't let it hit me, man, I really feel the weight of the instrument turn my hands over. So it's going to really make that release pop in both directions. So I'm going to feel the weight of the instrument snap my left hand over my right hand going back, and then snap my right hand over my left hand coming through. Key thing to have here, if your grip is struggling, this will expose that weakness in a big way. So if you got that very secure grip, and watch my videos on grip, I've got about 5 solid grip videos. So you want to feel that your grip is extremely solid and very much intact. And now when you swing it in both directions, you're going to feel that weight of the unit turn you over in both directions. And then when you really get the hang of it, wow, can you just whip the snot out of this thing? Just amazing the clubhead speed that you can generate with this particular tool. It doesn't get any more, and that's why, when they talk about you want a club that's more aerodynamic, I believe you can't get any more aerodynamic than that, and it really makes a big difference in the way it slings right through. So be careful when you do that, all right? Don't overexert yourself, because I don't want you to get hurt. Now, as you feel it release in both directions, you want the sole of this club, this nice wide sole, to deflect along the surface of the ground. So just allow it to deflect like a stone skipping on water in both directions. So if you do it in both directions, you will be, as they say, on plane. And then you could do some walking with it. Cut, step, cut, step, cut, step, cut, step, cut. So now have some fun in the backyard, feeling that full measure of the release, feeling the right timing of the swing. Now you're getting some good timing, some good tempo going, and some speed galore. Just phenomenal. Great, great training tool. Ed Currier did an amazing job on this particular piece. And then one last thing as far as the contact with the ball. This is a really important way to look at what contact is all about. Now, we talk about how a golf club is a grass cutting device. This is why I am finally with the Ping family, because they made a blade for me, which is awesome. But they've always had this beautiful notch in the hosel, which means that you can cut grass from all the way to the back side of the hosel to the tip of the club, to the toe of the club. So this allows me to breeze through the rough a lot more effectively. It really improves my ability to do flop shots and bunker shots with open faces in my wedges. So you'll really see a big difference in the way this sucker comes through the grass. So in order for you to see it properly, and this is, one of the best tips you'll ever get. A lot of people, when I asked them, I said, they just topped the shot. And I said, well, what was your focus? They said, well, hit the ball. Well, you actually have to come up to hit the ball. The club is sitting here on the ground. The ball is, on the grass, sitting on little grass tees, and it's sitting a little bit in the air. Well, you have to come up, literally, to hit the ball. So you early extend because you're trying to throw things at the golf ball instead of shaving grass with the sole of the club. So here's how we do it. Put the ball on a big rubber tee. Take your grass whip. Feel the ground under the grass whip and feel how it cuts through the base of the tee. Hear that? So when it cuts through the base of the tee, the ball just falls off the tee, right? So after you do a couple of those, the eyes are on the grass between the leading edge of this grass whip and the tee or the ball. So your eyes are not on the ball, they're actually on the grass. That's what you want to cut. So the sole of the club cutting through, there it is again. You heard that nice sound. So if I take my 7-iron and I do the same thing, the leading edge, that bottom white line at the bottom of the club, I see that the bottom white line is in that perfect position to cut through the dandelion stem. It's a dandelion in disguise, that's all it is. So now I'm going to cut through the dandelion stem with the sole of the club. Hear that sound? That's the sound of a ball meeting a club face. So if the sole of the club is delivered through the dandelion stem, the ball meets the club face and compresses into the air. So, strategy. I want to go that way. I want to put the ball in the hole over there. What's the best strategy for that? Put the ball in the air with a high velocity. What's the best strategy for putting the ball in the air? Cutting grass. You can see why this is such an important tool. So Ed, the price of these things start at $65. Well worth it, because the amount of practice that you have in your backyard with that is going to be amazing. And all you got to do is basically put wiffle balls. You take, your average wiffle ball. We have this all the time. You don't even need a regular golf ball. You take your wiffle ball and you put it on a tee in your backyard. That way, if there's any mistakes on your behalf, well, your neighbor's not going to get it. So I just allow it to cut through the tip of the tee, and the wiffle ball just either falls to the ground or flicks back. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to improve your contact, club head speed, and release, fantastic tool right here. Check it out on my Pro Shop page at wisdomingolf.com and have fun with it.